Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really going to get into something practical. We're looking at how to transform your English communication for, those everyday situations. This
Exactly.
isn't just about understanding the words on a page. It's really about sounding natural, clear, and, well, confident.
Yeah,
Think of it as a shortcut to being really clued in on practical everyday English.
that's right. Our mission here is to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge from the source material, which is Everyday English Lab, practical conversations. We're focusing specifically on how to use natural sounding English in really common scenarios.
Okay.
So we'll be looking at real phrases, polite expressions, and maybe those little words, those fillers and things that make a huge difference.
Yeah, those bits that really make it sound authentic. I'm actually really excited about this deep dive because it feels so practical.
Mhm.
By the end, you should have like a clear roadmap for handling things, ordering coffee, meeting someone new, stuff like that. So listen closely. We're hoping to uncover some maybe surprising facts and definitely some takeaways you can use right away.
Let's dive in.
Okay, let's unpack this. First scenario, the cafe. We've all been there, right?
Well, yeah.
It can feel a bit intimidating sometimes for language learners. So the question is, how do you walk in, order something specific, say a cappuccino, oat milk, hot, it costs $3.75, and just sound totally natural?
Well, the source gives us a great little dialogue. We've got Emma as the customer and Jayden as the barista. Jayden starts off really friendly. Hi there, what can I get started for you?
Nice and open.
Exactly. And Emma's reply is, hey, I'll have a cappuccino, please. See how casual that is.
Yeah, I'll have, not I want or give me.
Right. It sets this casual but efficient tone straight away. Then Jayden asks, would you like it hot or iced? Emma clarifies, hot, please, and could I get oat milk instead of regular?
Smooth, direct.
Mm-hmm. Right up to Jaden confirming, all right, that'll be $3.75. The whole exchange flows really nicely.
Okay, let's focus on that phrase I'll have. You picked up on that. It feels common, but why is it so effective?
Well, it's not just common, it signals confidence, like you've already decided.
Ah, okay.
It makes the interaction quicker, smoother than maybe can I get, which can sometimes sound a bit less certain, or even I want, which might come across as a little abrupt or demanding depending on the tone.
Right. And what about refusing something politely? Like if they offer you a pastry.
The source highlights, I'm good, thanks.
Simple.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's idiomatic, concise, polite. It tells them you're fine without needing a whole explanation.
It avoids that awkward fumbling for words.
Exactly. And that points to something really important about idiomatic language. I'm good, thanks. It's a set phrase. Native speakers just use it.
Right.
Trying to translate something literally often just sounds off, unnatural. So mastering these common idioms for things like ordering or refusing politely, it really cuts down on anxiety.
Makes sense.
You sound like you fit in, not like
Right.
you're constantly translating in your head.
Okay, so you've nailed the coffee order. Now, maybe you're waiting somewhere, perhaps at a class or an event, and you see someone new. Making that first connection smoothly is pretty important too, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the source gives us another good example here. Jayden initiates the conversation.
How does he do it?
He says, hey, I don't think we've met before. I'm Jayden.
Oh, that's good. I don't think we've met. A bit softer than just, we haven't met.
Precisely. It's less direct. And Emma responds perfectly. Hi, I'm Emma. Nice to meet you.
Standard, polite.
Yep. And then they find common ground. They're both new there. Jayden asks, is this your first time here? And Emma says, yeah, I just started last week. How about you?
How about you?
That's crucial, isn't it?
Definitely. It turns it into a two-way street.
So highlighting those key phrases, I don't think we've met before, that softer opening. Then the universal, nice to meet you. And as you said, that vital follow-up, how about you? Yeah, that little question does so much work. It's not just asking for information, it's inviting the other person to share, showing you're actually interested in a proper exchange.
Not just waiting for your turn to talk again.
Exactly. It's about that reciprocity. These simple, kind of established patterns, they aren't just for swapping facts. They're about social grace, managing the flow of conversation, preventing those awkward pauses.
Yeah, nobody likes those.
They just create that natural back and forth that starts things off on the right foot.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. A really practical one. Giving directions on the street.
Right.
Someone stops you, asks how to get somewhere. This is a chance to be helpful, obviously, but also to sound, confidence, like the area, Not like my early attempts just pointing vaguely.
Yeah, we've all been there. The source provides a clear example. Jayden asks, excuse me, do you know how to get to the bus station?
Okay.
And Emma gives really clear directions. Sure, go straight down the street, take the second left, and it'll be on your right.
Nice and concise.
Very. It uses clear spatial language, easy to follow.
So the key phrases there are things like, go straight down this street or whatever, take the first left, take the second right.
Exactly. Those specific verbs and prepositions down, take, on your left, right, they're essential for clarity.
Makes sense. But what about the end of the interaction? The source mentions Jayden saying, thanks so much, and Emma replying, no problem, have a good one.
Now, have a good one is pretty informal, right? Is that always appropriate?
That's a really good point. Context is definitely key.
So you wouldn't say that in a formal business meeting?
Probably not. In that situation, you'd likely stick to a simple thank you and you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
But for these casual everyday interactions, stranger on the street, maybe a cashier phrases like, have a good one, or no problem. They add warmth.
They humanize it a bit.
Yeah, exactly. They make you sound approachable, helpful. It builds a little bit of rapport, even in a brief encounter. It goes beyond just the transactional information exchange.
Got it. Okay, so the last practical scenario we're looking at today is small talk. Yes. The art of casual chat.
That conversation you have when you're, say, waiting in line or at a bus stop, it's important for building connections, but without needing a really deep discussion.
Right. And the source gives us some classic examples. Emma might start with the weather, super common, right? Wow, it's really hot today, huh?
The universal opener.
Pretty much. Jane agrees, yeah, summer came early this year. Then, to keep it moving, Emma asks something simple about proximity. Do you live around here?
Oh,
Jayden
no.
says, yeah, just a few blocks away. Again, that return question.
Always passing the conversational ball back.
Exactly. It shows the key features of small talk. Keep it short, light, friendly. It's often what we call phatic communication. Meaning the main goal isn't really to exchange deep information, but just to establish a social connection, to acknowledge the other person.
Okay, so for someone wanting to get better at small talk, what are the takeaways? Simple openers work well, like the weather one? Hot today, huh? Or do you live around here?
Yeah, those are great starting points.
But just as important, maybe more so, are those little responses that show you're listening. Things like, yeah, you, same here, or just, oh, I see.
Absolutely. Those active listening cues are vital. They signal you're engaged, you're tracking, even if you don't have a long reply yourself. They invite the other person to keep going.
So it doesn't feel like you're just waiting for them to finish so you can say your piece.
Right. And if we look at the bigger picture, these simple phrases, combine with those listening noises, the uh-huh and yes, they make the conversation feel natural, reciprocal, even if you're just talking about the weather.
It's like the oil in the social gears or something.
That's a good way to put it. They're essential for just smoothing social interactions, managing turns, especially in cultures where maybe being too direct isn't the norm initially.
Okay, so we've seen how these phrases work in specific situations like cafes or small talk.
Mm-hmm.
But you mentioned active listening cues just now. That feels like a foundational skill that runs underneath all of this, doesn't it?
It really is. Let's dive into that a bit more. Active listening, based on our sources, it's way more than just, not talking while someone else is. It's about showing the other person you're tuned in.
Yeah, you show it.
Through what some linguists call back-channeling. These are those small words or sounds you make while the other person is talking.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Sure. Things like, really? Oh, I see. That's interesting. No way. Or even just a simple, uh-huh.
Right, those little interjections.
Exactly. They validate the speaker, encourage them to continue.
It's amazing how much difference those little sounds make.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't do that when I'm talking, it feels, well, it can feel like talking to a brick wall, honestly.
You're right. It feels very one-sided. And that highlights why these seemingly tiny things matter so much. They're crucial signals in a conversation.
Signals of what?
Signals of understanding or surprise or interest or agreement. They turn a potential monologue into an actual dialogue.
Ah, good point.
They're absolutely critical if you want to sound less like you're reading from an audio textbook, and more like a real, dynamic, engaged person having a conversation. It makes the whole thing feel organic.
Less robotic.
Precisely. So, thinking back, we've covered quite a bit today, haven't we?
We have.
We went from ordering coffee confidently
Yeah.
to meeting new people smoothly.
I don't think we've met.
Giving directions clearly like a local,
Take the second left.
and navigating that art of small talk, and underlying it all, that crucial skill of active listening.
Hmm.
So hopefully you now have a much deeper grasp of the kinds of natural phrases and expressions people use, and maybe feel a bit more confident about using them yourself. It's about understanding the why behind them, too.
Definitely. And here's something to maybe mull over. The source material explicitly says, don't just listen, speak along.
Hmm.
Try using them in your daily life.
Good advice.
So think about that. Actively practicing these phrases, it's not just about getting your point across, is it? It seems like it's about unlocking a whole deeper level of comfort, maybe connection, when you're using English.
Absolutely.
And then, thinking ahead. If these small words, these idioms, these active listening cues are so key to sounding natural, how does the idea of sounding polite, which the source mentions as a future topic, become the essential next layer? How does politeness build on top of this naturalness to really master communication? Something to consider.
Interesting thought.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into practical English conversation.